Welcome to One Big Boat. We're all in this together. A show focused on people and organizations whose work is making a true difference in people's lives. Today we welcome Alicia Kabir, the Executive Director of Cradles to Crayons in Boston.
We're looking at supporting mostly children in low income and homeless situations, and we make sure they have the essentials such as clothing, winter coats, shoes, and more.
She's on board to discuss combating clothing insecurity among children. That's next on One Big Boat. We're all in this together. So for those who don't know, what is the 50,000 foot view of Cradles to Crayons?
Yep, here at Cradles to Crayons, we're focused on getting kids the clothing essentials that they need and deserve. We're looking at supporting mostly children in low income and homeless situations, and we make sure they have the essentials such as clothing, winter coats, shoes, and more. They get these items year round, and it gives them an increased opportunity to thrive in their day-to-day.
And we're here, as opposed to our little abode. This is a big job.
It is. It is. Yep. You are here at our Giving Factory, and thank you for being here. We're here in Newton, Massachusetts. This is our 40,000 square foot warehouse where we take items from across the communities that have been donated. We love gently used items or new items. They come here. We have 20,000 volunteers a year that come in, help us get that clothing inspected, and then back out to kids in need.
Wow. How do you find out who needs what?
So we rely on a very big network in order to identify and support the families and the kids in need. Our items that leave here at our Giving Factory go out to other nonprofits or school systems across the state of Massachusetts. So hospitals, DCF centers, school districts, and they are working directly with those kids and families, and they know what those families need best. So every month they can come to us, let us know what they need. They order it online, almost like you would shopping at any other location, and then we package everything up for them and either deliver it to them or they come and pick it up. Yeah.
And how do you get your stuff? I mean, it's not just, if you're just dealing with individual donations, you're not hitting your mark.
That's right. That's right. We have millions of items that have to come in and go out the door every year. And it happens through a mix of just a really vast and amazing community that has rallied around our mission and our cause and our belief in supporting kids and families. A lot of what we bring in actually is through community donations. So it's people like you and me cleaning out our closets, putting together coat drives or clothing drives in their community. There's bins that we have located throughout the state where you can simply drop off those items. We come and pick it up and then bring it here. But you're right, Jay, that doesn't quite fill the whole picture. So we have a lot of corporate organizations who generously donate in-kind items to us, new, and some items we have to purchase. Items like diapers, socks, underwear, of course, are consumable. You can't get those donated. So we also take financial support and then purchase those items for kids in need.
Yeah, this shows you where I'm at. I used to love Schoolhouse Rock.
That's a great one.
Yes, and they had one about a bill and how a bill got to Capitol Hill. So let's take a piece of clothing, okay?
I love
this. And somebody wants to, they're cleaning out. Mm-hmm. Bring me through those steps.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we love families thinking about putting those items that have been sitting in their closets for a long time, putting them back in use. So you simply go to our website, you enter your zip code, and you determine where your closest drop-off location is. That could be one of our bins in a nearby parking lot. It could be at an Old Navy store, for example. They all have bins in their stores too. You're going to drop off that item. It's going to be picked up by someone on our team and then brought here to the Giving Factory. It then goes through a number of steps throughout this building, but essentially we make sure it's high quality item. We then size it and then put it into what we call an outfit pack. All of our families and kids receive a week's worth of clothing. And so that's how that item will be configured and then distributed. If you donate shoes, we're going to clean those up and get them back out. If you donate a coat, same, we're going to inspect it, size it, and get it back out.
Wow. The need is great. It seems like it's going to get greater. Even though you don't deal with food, SNAP benefits. Now people are going to be on the hook for anywhere from $500 to $800 a month, and you have it's in between eating, rent, and clothes. I think that takes the back seat. So How are you guys ramping up? How are you bracing for all this?
Yeah, there are a lot of basic needs that families need right now and year round. And you're right, it's food, it's shelter, and it's clothing. And those really are the essential basic needs that families need for them to do well and for their kids to thrive. SNAP, you're right, is challenging for families. And what a lot of folks don't realize is you can't use SNAP to purchase diapers, for example. So even as this landscape is hard for families, even if they have SNAP benefits, they can't always use it for what their children need. So there is always the urgency here for us to step up and really think about how to get these items to the kids as fast as they can. A big conversation we have here a lot is heat or eat. Unfortunately, there are families who have to figure out how to pay for their mortgage. They have to figure out how to pay for the utilities. We know that last year, almost 20% of households reported that they were keeping their indoor temperature at an unsafe temperature because they couldn't afford to heat their apartment or where they were living. So getting kids warm clothing is essential not only for them to be outside, but sometimes even inside. So we are really, really thinking about every item that we get here and give to families is offsetting a couple of dollars or maybe $100 that then they can use for something else like food, like their heating bill, their car, and other essentials for their day-to-day.
And beyond the clothing, if you're sitting at home cold, shivering, you're not doing your schoolwork.
That's right. Yeah. Kids need to feel confident in what they're doing. They need to be resilient, and they need to not have the stress of the day-to-day that some of these kids are really going through. So you're right. If we can get them nice warm clothes as the temperature is dropping right now, it's really important. It's also important that they have clothes that are high quality, that fit them well. A lot of kids struggle getting to school every day because they can't get to the bus stop. They can't play outside. Some of them are bullied because of how they look, right? Their clothes don't fit well. They might be dirty. They might be stained. So it's really our job here to make sure that we're getting items that make kids feel valued and that they can do well at school, that they can consider what it's like, to do well at school and what happens after they graduate.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with the landscape of nonprofits, because it seems like there's a lot of need all over the place. So that donation dollar is being spread. So, I mean, it might just be SPCA versus, or whatever. It doesn't have to be necessarily kids related stuff. How do you guys go out and market? How do you go out there, work with donors, keep getting your name out there?
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of nonprofits doing great work, and we work with a lot of them. We couldn't do this work by ourselves. It is important, though, to make sure is once you have donors who are already committed and invested in you as an organization and your mission, that you take great care of them. We want to make sure that we have great stewardship of those who give to us. We want them to come in and volunteer and be part of this organization firsthand. And that's a lot of how we engage people, is for them to come in, see the Giving Factory, and really be part of getting their hands on the clothes and getting those clothes back out the door.
Yeah. And is it like church groups? Who's coming to volunteer?
It's a little bit of everyone. It's over 20,000 people a year, which is really amazing from across the state. And I'd say it's about half corporation and half individual. We have a lot of really amazing corporate partners who come in and use this as an opportunity to do team building within their own groups, a lot of employee engagement activities. So it's really fun to see those groups come in. And then on the society and civic side, we have Girl Scout troops, civic groups, church groups, individuals. Something that makes us really special is that we start volunteerism at the age of 5. So we have so many kids that come through here, and it's so fun. We do some programming specifically for kids and for families with young children. We also have a really great teen leadership program where we have approximately 50 to 60 teens every couple of months help us with some leadership opportunities. We show them how to raise money, how to collect clothes. They were here just yesterday helping us with one of our events. So it's a really fun way for them to get involved as well.
So 5 years old.
5.
And do they understand what they're doing and why? Because sometimes it's like, well, why isn't a kid like me?
That's right. That's right. You would be amazed how this starts to resonate at such a young age. And we have a lot of kids starting around 7 or 8, helping us put a backpack together or a coat and say, wow, so I'm going to give this to a child that doesn't have a coat at all, or this might be the only week's worth of clothing that they're going to own. You go, yeah, that's right. So I think it's really important that organizations and that all of us start to embed the importance of giving back at a young age and being thankful and grateful for the opportunities that we do have as ourselves.
Coming up,
There are kids and families across the state of Massachusetts wondering how they're even going to be able to go outside.
the challenges that winter brings. We did this video a long time ago, and we interviewed venture capitalists, people with a dollar more than God. And this one guy said, scientifically, that there's a spark that goes off in your brain when you do something for somebody else, give money or help out. And it's a pleasurable spark. And so it can be addicting in a very good way. And in some ways, that's the spark that you're putting out there early.
That's right. The power of volunteerism matters. There are multiple studies out there showing that those who volunteer are more likely to be happy, have more fulfillment in their own lives, are more likely to continue to volunteer, are more likely to show their kids the importance of volunteering, and they're more likely to financial support nonprofits going forward. So you're right, there is this direct tie between the importance of volunteering, the importance of how we raise money, and ultimately just building a community of good people doing great things.
Is the winter the big time for you? I mean, is there ever not a big busy time for you?
We're always busy. I think where our mission resonates most is right now, is the temperature is dropping, and we all say, oh my, I need to get my winter coat, and which coat am I going to wear today, and which pair of warm pants am I going to put on? I think that's when it starts to resonate, that there are kids and families across the state of Massachusetts wondering how they're even going to be able to go outside, that they don't have a coat. Some kids are wearing only a t-shirt or a simple sweatshirt, and wow, sometimes that's the style these days. In many days, that's not adequate to keep them warm. So this is where it starts to really resonate, but we are busy year-round supporting these families as the seasons change.
When you came to this role, what surprised you? Mm-hmm. Was there something that you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that?
Yeah, what surprised me, Jay, is the number of kids who need our support, and number of families facing clothing insecurity, food insecurity, and housing insecurity. It is 1 in 3 kids in the state of Massachusetts who are at risk of not having the clothes that they deserve. It's actually 1 in 2 in the Boston area specifically. And that's what surprised me. I often look around and go, this is Massachusetts. This is a place of generally a lot of wealth, a lot of economic opportunity. How can this be? And so that's really what has resonated with me, of thinking about how do we grow and how do we keep reaching more kids and more families, knowing that the need is great and continues to grow. Our demand and need for our clothing continues to get bigger every month, particularly in the past couple of months.
What big events do you have during the year that people should look out for?
Yeah, we do so many fun things during the year. Our 2 big events are one of them is driven by individual donations and one is corporate. So what we have going on right now this season is our Ungala season, where we run a couple of events to thank our largest donors. So we do that right here in our Giving Factory, where we have hundreds of our supporters come in and volunteer with us, and that is how we thank them for their contributions over the course of the year. We also do a backpack-a-thon in the July-August timeframe. It's at the Aganis Arena every year. We pack tens of thousands of backpacks in only 2 hours. And that is an event where we bring all of our largest corporate supporters together to help with that event. And then we do lots of things year round. So every month we have, as I mentioned, family opportunities for families to come in with little kids and volunteer. And then you can volunteer or come in with your company or your corporation almost any day that you'd like year round. So we have volunteer shifts where we run 2-hour shifts Wednesday through Saturday. You can reach out to us if you have a larger group, and we'll work with you to get that scheduled. If you're a smaller group or an individual, you can simply go to our website, see what shifts are available, and sign right up.
Okay. What am I missing? What do you want people to know when they watch this?
We always need more support to reach more kids. And there's a couple of really easy and fun ways that you can support this organization. First of all, we already talked about donating your clothes. Simply clean out your closet, work with your families, your community, go through your closet and see what you don't want or need anymore. And please pass that over to us. We will happily take it and get it out to the kids who really could use those items right now. We're moving clothes very quickly through this giving factory, so what you give us today will be out to families and to kids very, very soon. So we need clothing. We would love more volunteers, particularly after the holiday season where sometimes it gets a little quiet. So please think about coming in to volunteer. It's 2 hours. Usually we have music going. Hundreds of people come through every week. It's so much fun. And then financial support. As I mentioned, we purchase diapers and some other items. We can do that at a savings because we purchase in bulk. So please know that if you donate money here, we are going to put that to good use and use our purchasing power to buy more product than you might be able to as an individual.
Besides money, which everybody needs, what items are low? I asked this because we do some stuff with a veterans organization, and a woman said, I don't need socks. Everybody brings me socks. She goes, if I don't have any more socks, I can give out socks for the next 20 years. You know, because sometimes people think that, oh, they all need socks, that kind of thing. What is needed?
Well, I'd love to connect with her because we would love the socks. We definitely need more socks right now. We get most of our clothing donated, as I mentioned, and so we're in really good shape with some of like the general sweaters and pants that come through. What we do need right now are infant clothing, so anything new or gently used items on the infant side. Anything boys is always needed. Teenage boy items are always needed. And then we do need either direct donation or financial support to do more socks, underwear, and diapers.
Great. I really appreciate you allowing us to come in here.
Thank you. Thank you.
One Big Boat is a production of Last Minute Productions Incorporated. This episode was produced by me, Jay Dobeck. Ryan Micheski was a sound engineer. Gulnara Nayez provided production support. Joanne Pallotta is the production coordinator.